The Johannesburg Lion Park is a favorite destination for both domestic and international tourists and has been for many years due to their guided tours and more especially for their lion cub petting offerings. A few months ago, the park took a decision to end such petting sessions for ethical and safety concerns, but they've now found themselves having to recall that decision following the declining tourist numbers. Lion and Safari Park Senior Manager of Animal Activities is Sipho Dlamini, who's with me to tell me about a whole range of things that have been happening with the Lion Park. And Sipho, thanks for joining us here.
No problem.
We appreciate it. You know, I'm still carrying the old story, and you just told me now that you have moved the Lion Park from where it used to be, just outside Joburg here.
Yeah.
And it's now the other side of Lanseria. When did you make the move?
Our move happened 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was on the 16th of July. We moved, it's about 20 kilometers from where the old Lion Park was. So when you're just on Malibongwe Drive, driving straight to Hartbeespoort Sportdam, we're just opposite Liseri Cultural Village.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's where. How many lions did you have at the park?
We've got about 70 lions at the park, including your brown lions, white lions, and what we call split lions, which a split lion is when you get a brown and a white lion together, you get something called a split lion.
Right. And we've got a variety of lions around the world, it appears.
Yes,
and
yes,
sometimes we think we're the only ones in South Africa with lions, but you've got a variety of them.
A variety of lions, true.
Yeah.
With us in Africa, we've got what you call a Kalahari lion, or African lions. Those are the ones with a dark, nice, big, dark mane. You go to America, they've got cave lions. You go to Asia, they also have lions. But always with our African lions, you'll also see the size. They're big, and also looking at the main size, that's big. That's what, when you get people coming to visit, that's what they want to see, African lions.
Okay, and because they look different to the other lions that may exist.
Yes.
And on the continent, are lions only found in the Southern African region, or are they spread throughout the continent?
No, not at all, not at all. We've got your South African lions on the southern part of Africa, but as you move further up Africa, you also get lions further up North Africa.
Sure.
Well.
I don't know why, for some reason, maybe because I never bothered to check. It's almost like lions are a symbol, an example of what Southern Africa is all about. But then there you are, there are lions all over the world. Just because we are human. Can lions tell themselves apart from other lions? Do they know that I'm this particular type breed and that one is a distant cousin, or that one is something else? I mean, from the way they interact. I'm just wondering. Because, you know, human beings, the first thing we look for is the difference, right?
Yes.
With one another. And then we emphasize that. Do lions care that one is a mixed lion, one is brown, one is white lion, and so on, or doesn't matter for them?
Firstly, just to break it down a bit in detail, lions are very territorial animals. When I say territorial, it means I'm the dominant male, these are my females, these are my cubs, this is my territory. A stranger comes into play, that's when now the lion will start showing the dominance. Now, meaning, even if you're going to have a lion coming from whichever continent, as long as he comes, he will clearly see that you're not welcome here and I do not know you.
So even if, let's say, the lions come from the same family.
Same family.
Right, and then they grow up, and now they have their own territories. They would not welcome relatives, would they?
Now, when you look at a pride, which is, it's a family of lions. Now, I'll make another example. You'll get a male, a dominant male, who's got cubs, and they happen to be males. When they grow up to be about 2-3 years old, what he has to do to avoid him mating with his females, he has to kick them out. Now, when he kicks them out for them to start making their own prides. That means if he happens one day to try and go through the territory of those boys, now they're going to take that as a threat. And they might just kill him.
So, the way it works in the lion kingdom, when you reach a certain age, you pack and go.
Thank you.
If you're male.
Then that's it.
Go and set up your own system somewhere else.
Somewhere else, just not here.
Right. the
lionesses, sorry to disturb you, with lionesses on the other end, they're welcome. They can move away and come back. They'll still be welcome.
Okay.
It's only the males that are not welcome.
So the lionesses can pack their bags maybe when they are unhappy or upset for a weekend.
Yeah.
Take a fed-up leave.
Yeah.
And then come back after a while, no problem.
Back. No problem. You'll still accept them and you'll want to keep them now.
Yes.
And make sure they stay.
Okay.
But with the males, there's no coming back.
It's actually you encourage that start preparing to leave.
Yes.
And once you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah.
No coming back. Gee, well, interesting system they have. Let's talk about them from what people can see. So they've moved now to the new area. It's bigger than the old park?
Of course. I mean, our old park that we moved from, we had about 90 hectares.
Yes.
But our world-class park that we've got is about 1,200 hectares.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, we're only using about 800 hectares, so we still have some more hectares to expand and do more activities in. And again, we've always had this vision and dream to go to a bigger and better area. The place that we've moved to, which is the Lion and Safari Park, has been there for years. So bit by bit, we were building that area whilst running the old park that we had. So everything started with a small little bit that we had to make what we have today, which is a world-class facility.
So are the numbers controlled of the lions? That are they allowed to breed, and grow in number, or is that what you're going to allow for now?
Yeah, look, we get that question all the time, that do you have a breeding program? With us, we do not really have a breeding program. What will happen is, remember, lionesses will be, the gestation period is about 3 months. They'll get 4 up to 8 cubs, but remember, she can only take care of 4.
Okay.
Okay, because she can breastfeed 4.
Oh, and then the others you give away.
Hang on, before we get to that part. Before we get to that part. Yeah. Now, what we do is we put some of the lionesses on the pill.
Okay.
So that pill will last for about a year.
Yes.
Okay. So at least you have to manage the number of animals that you've got. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have so many lions and you don't even know what to do with them. Yes. So the number has to be controlled.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the new setup, how does it work?
A lot has changed. Because in the past, we'd have visitors coming in and they could actually drive their own vehicles into the park. Or you can take the guided tour, which is where you go with a FACASA qualified guide, and he gets to give you, or she gets to give you all the information that you need to know. But opening now in our new area, we only allow people to go with us. Meaning, when I say with us, in our secured big guided trucks.
Yeah.
Now, on the trucks or in the trucks, at least there we've got control.
Yes.
Because everything is controlled.
Yeah.
And I mean, the area we have right now at the moment is so big, you can easily get lost driving your own car and we won't find you.
Yes.
The activities that we have, we still have your giraffe feeding, where you can feed by hand. We have 1 or 2 ostriches coming to eat from your hand. We've got cheetahs, where people can view cheetahs and interact with cheetahs. We also introducing a few other small animals, because remember, we've been always having those animals on the other side. Yeah. I mean, a variety of animals we've got there, which we're still in the process of introducing them to people. Your porcupines. Yeah. You've got your bat-eared foxes. You've got your meerkats. Now, with the meerkats we can get to walk around with them, and people can actually get to touch them. Yeah.
Now, the old style petting of lion cubs not happening anymore?
When we first opened on the 16th of July in the Lion and Safari Park, we did not have cub petting. Okay, that's a beginning, because remember, we've been having it's amazing how the Lion Park is always caught in these media battles and organization battles. We always targeted anyway. We did not have. The reason we did not have lion cubs was actually our pledge to the organizations that are fighting against cub petting and lion can hunting, This is our pledge. We've always been supporting organizations that, look, this has to stop. We understand what you're fighting for, and we support you. And to pledge our support, we'll stop it. That was it. And we agreed, and we were happy with that. We've never had any intention of even having carbon tax in the new place.
So you're not doing that?
No, we had no intention.
But how do you feed the animals anyway?
Which animals?
The lions in particular.
Oh, yes, lions. That's actually a very interesting activity. But at the moment in the new park, in our Lion and Safari Park, we've got what we call night feeding. So when I say night feeding, you get to jump in our guided trucks. We take you out at night with our spotlights. Now, what will happen is we've got a vehicle with a specialized cage in the back. So that's where our meat will be. And we've got guys driving in. They keep dropping the meat out, and the lions get to eat. Just seeing lions, seeing that car, just hearing that car coming, they know something is coming. That's their meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they come out and so on. And then, of course, you can get to see them feed.
Of course.
But for people who come to visit the park, you know, just tell me, how much does it cost? When can you come? Do you have restaurants and all of those places of comfort?
Of course. Look, the entry, this has always confused people. The entry is free, meaning you can come to the park and have a meal. We've got actually two kinds of restaurants. One is called the Wetlands. With the Wetlands restaurant is you get your burgers, your sandwiches, your pizzas, and we've got what we call the Bull and Buck. Bull and Buck is when you have your nice steak, your impala steaks, your Springbok rump, your lamb, your this, your that, and a bottle of wine. So we've got two setups. If you feel you're not really in the mood for that, then you've got something else as an alternative. And we have what we call the five dome shopping experience, because we've got your big domes or lapas, if you may call it that. And I mean, what we've got in those lapas, it's a shopping experience. We've got 5 of those. It's amazing. And we also have our nice kiosk. If you want your drinks and you want to go to the restaurant, you can still go there, get a Coke, get a bit of this, that's also fine. Kiddies playground, that's a heaven for them. Because remember, those small people are important. They want to get to a place and have fun. We've got a nice bunny interaction area for the kids who are really, really small, really, who don't even know what a lawn is. But, you know, they'd be more than happy with the bunnies. Interaction areas now, that's where you now start to pay.
You know what? You've told me the story. I want to come and pay you a visit and see for myself and maybe take a couple of pictures of what's going on with the lion feeding and the whole experience. So is it okay I come? I don't need to...
You don't really need to book, because when you come, that's when now you'll be paying your 175. Your 175 takes you out on seeing the 3 lion camps. You see the wild dogs, you see the hyena, you see your giraffes, your zebras, all the antelopes that we've got. And if you feel like going into the cheetahs and taking a photo with cheetahs, it's only 60 rands.
All right.
Yeah. Only 60 rands.
All right. Well, we'll put 60 rands together and hopefully make my way. Thanks very much.
Not a problem.
Thanks very much.
Not a problem.
Well, it's not far out of town. You know, if you live in Joburg and even Pretoria, Rustenburg for that matter, it's less than an hour's drive to the Lion and Safari Park near Hartebees. And that's where the lions are and the other experiences, as we've just heard from Sipho here. We appreciate your time.